Looks like it's Gibson. Yeah, it's Gibson. And it looks like we're all done here. That's 224 in front of me. I guess he didn't want to be on camera. I believe that's 196. And looks like we're all done here. A lot of them over there. There's 2 cars there. A bunch of cars over there. Shit, I forget his name. I see Hatchet, Shelton. I don't know exactly why this guy was so pissed, but I would guess it's probably because he knew he was being brought to the F-rated Methodist hospital. But we'll talk about that at the end. And then they're right, you ain't out there. Probably. My God, that fucking camera. That camera, yeah. For all the Second Amendment haters that also don't like to read, that sign reads "No weapons allowed," and free of charge I translated it into criminally deranged speak. Shoot here first. Soft target right here. Law-abiding citizens, disarm yourself for easier slaughter by those who don't care about our sign. You're welcome. I should pull up behind him and get out and go walking up. Like, sir, the reason why I stopped you is...
You're illegally parked.
Yeah, you're illegally parked.
Few seconds, we're going to be surrounded by cops.
SWAT team, HPD, Sheriff's Office, State Police. They're calling the FBI.
The fucking choppers.
We'll have choppers. Officer Shelton returned at this point, and I decided to have a little fun with him. Before the whining begins, yes, it was juvenile fun, yes, I enjoyed it, and yes, I'd do it again. He wasn't busy on a call, nor was I distracting him from anything, at least anything important. I can't confirm, but I assume by his face he might have realized what was going on. I'm also assuming that the honorless PD will submit some charge for noise pollution or other some such charge to the county attorney to try to have me prosecuted on, since their department is so fond of utilizing such tactics. I'm waiting for that in the mail.
Yes. They're gonna think it's the alarm or something. Just gotta fuck with them somehow. Here. I'm going to wait for him to go back to the car. And then I'm going to do it again. And then we're going to drive off.
Somebody hit him with those lights. That's fucking hilarious.
Personal opinion and comments in 3, 2, 1. Since one incident in this video took place at the hospital, it reminded me. So, speaking of medical facilities, here's about 30 cc's of truth administered intravenously or intrarectally. They can choose. Sometime around August, I believe, of 2019, this hospital, Methodist Hospital in Henderson, Kentucky, received an F rating. As a matter of fact, I filed a long letter to a state agency which oversees medical facilities like this a few years back regarding Methodist Hospital. I've been to a few hospitals in my lifetime, mostly with other people accompanying them or visiting, but occasionally for myself as well. Many of these hospitals were in many different states. I have never in my life experienced a hospital with such rude and horrible bedside manner of the nurses and doctors than at Methodist Hospital in Henderson, Kentucky. For the record, yes, I've seen some really good doctors and some good nurses at Methodist Hospital. So if you aren't one of the rude nurses or douchebag better than thou doctors, then obviously you can stop whining now, as I'm obviously and apparently not speaking of you. I also filed my aforementioned letter to Methodist Hospital directly, and as I've tried to explain to people, no matter what the organization is, if they are investigating themselves, they typically find that, quote, we investigated ourselves and found we did nothing wrong, end quote. This happens in police departments and hospitals, etc. I've personally observed nurses rolling their eyes in response to a simple request for water. I've seen someone sitting in the waiting room almost bleeding profusely with a towel around his head for an hour plus. I've dealt with a doctor that was so rude and disrespectful that his almost loathing and utter disdain, coupled with his condescending attitude, was only matched by his facial expressions of better than thou, coupled with some eye rolling. Now, I'm not sure whether he learned that from the nurses or if they learned it from him, but it's whatever. I've also seen filthy rooms, but I won't go into all the details. Personally, if I'm not dying, bleeding out, suffering some cardiorespiratory ailment, unconscious, or simply incapable of safely driving, I would do my best to get to a good hospital like Deaconess. If you want to read the story for yourself, you can go look it up on Google. Apparently, Deaconess is partnering with them to teach them how to be a good hospital. I hope it helps. According to the Leapfrog group who conducted this grading system, patients at D and F-rated hospitals face a 92% higher risk of avoidable death. Again, I'm sure there's good doctors and nurses at this hospital, just like there are good police officers. However, just like with police, you may not end up with a good one. And just like with police, it might cost you your life.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.